Live from Houston, Texas, a show for local business owners. This is Business Houston Podcast. If you're a small or medium-sized business, this is your source for trends, interviews, and tips for winning in today's economic climate. Presented by the BBB for Greater Houston and South Texas. You're listening to Business Houston, and this is your host, Matt Bertram.
All right. That was our first time doing an intro, and we're live. So, TJ, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you? That was an excellent intro, by the way.
Thank you. So we're testing out new technology. This is live on air, so we're making it work. It's great to have you on today. Before you buy inspection services, before you buy is.com. Interesting. Well, tell me a little bit about that.
So we had to add the is on the end because somebody had already taken beforeyoubuy.com. So I had to put the is for inspection service on the end. So there we go. That's how it came to be.
Well, awesome. Well, TJ, tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit more about how you got started and a little bit about what you do.
Sure. That's so I spent a long time in the insurance industry, about 15 years. On the side, I was also a general contractor, and I realized over time through not just going to college, but also just getting to know people and getting to know more about myself, that I truly have a passion for helping others, and it's really at the core of who I am. So when I got relatively burned out in corporate America, I had a long conversation with my wife, and I said, hey, you know what? I really want to do something where I can help others. And she said, I want you to do something where you're happy. So I said, you know what, let me take all of this information that I've gained over my lifetime of working from the age of 15 on and turn it into a business. So that's how Before You Buy came to be. Awesome.
And tell me a little bit about Before You Buy, what they do, home inspection, kind of maybe what areas you cover, if there's anything you specialize in, that sort of thing.
So Before You Buy is a full inspection service. We do not just home inspections. We also do pre-purchase automotive inspections. We do swimming pool inspections. We do well and septic inspections. We do foundation inspections and commercial building inspections. So we offer a full line of inspection services for our clientele.
Awesome.
As far as where we cover, we cover, I tell people our license covers the state of Texas. So, as long as it's within the state borders, I'll go there and help out if I can.
Awesome. And you're based out of, it looks like Cypress, Texas. Is that right?
That's correct. We are in the Cypress area. We were in Houston for a long time. Then we moved over to the Cypress area about 3 years ago. And just made us a little bit more centrally located to some interstates. So we can easily get in touch with our customers.
Fantastic. Looking at your website now for those of you that are viewing this broadcast, a lot of great pictures. Really love it. Before You Buy is for inspection services.com. So yeah, TJ, tell us a little bit about, how maybe COVID's affected your business, how maybe things have changed. Geographically located today doesn't matter as much. Also, not as much, traffic on the road. So easily to make it around places. Just tell me a little bit about COVID going into people's houses or new builds. Like where do you focus most of your time?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So COVID really affected us when it first happened and everything shut down. We were down for about 2.5 months. I think we did 2 brand new home inspections during that period, and it was real estate had kind of turned off for a period, and then during that time we decided to take a more strategic approach to things. So hey, when we go forward and when things open back up, we need to be once again still customer centric and customer focused. So we were it was very important to us that we wore our mask and wore our gloves and wore our shoe protectors and everything like that when we were in somebody's house, because we understand that, this virus was a unique virus, right? And we don't know if we have it or we don't. So we wanted to take as many precautions as possible. So we carried hand sanitizer with us for not just for ourselves, but for our customers as well. If they would come for a walkthrough, we'd have masks and gloves available for them. So it was very important to us that we were there for our customers, both the ones that we were serving directly and the ones we were serving indirectly by inspecting their homes.
Yeah. So I mean, how's the market today? I feel like the market today is pretty hot from everything that I've seen.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy for the last couple of months. In fact, we're currently working on the best April that we've ever had, and I think the combination of people working from home and realizing, hey, we may need a little bit more space to be able to do our jobs, and our kids are homeschooling as well, along with the lower interest rates, and it just became a perfect storm for people buying houses, if you will. And we've been super busy. We've been truly blessed to be very busy this month, and and we just hope it continues throughout the rest of the year.
Man, that's fantastic to hear. So tell me a little bit more, baby, how you differentiate yourself from the other inspection companies. Maybe tell me what it means to be a part of the BBB. Just kind of educate us a little bit more on, if we're looking for inspection companies, like what we need to be looking for, and then why we might want to select you.
Sure. So in the state of Texas currently, there's 3 different levels of home inspectors. There's an apprentice level inspector, there's a regular home inspector, and then there's a professional level home inspector. Your professional level home inspector is going to be one that is more experience behind them, is more educated, has more of a background and more of a knowledge of what they're doing. We do have the professional level license here in the state of Texas. Our company is very service first. I mean, it's all about the customer. I tell my customers, I'm not just here to do a home inspection for you. I am here to help you throughout the process. So whether I am here with you today doing the home inspection, or you move into the house 2 months from now and you see something that you don't know what it is or what it does, feel free to call me. That's why I'm here. I want to be your home inspector for life, because this may not be your forever home. So it's very important to me that our level of service is just above and beyond what everybody else offers. So the state sets the minimum for home inspectors, and there's a lot of guys out there, and I'm not judging them. They do the minimum because that's what the state requires. That's not how I'm wired. I would not want to walk into a home and do the minimum and then go home, because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So if the state says that we're only required to test what they say is a representative number of windows or a representative number of outlets, that doesn't work for me. I wouldn't be able to sleep, like I said, if I did that. So I check all the outlets that are accessible. I check all the windows that are accessible, because I would want someone to do that for me if I was buying a house. So I want to do that for other people.
That's so great to hear, TJ. I love hearing stuff like that. So tell me, I guess, regarding the BBB, what does being part of the BBB mean to you, and having that accreditation?
Yeah, to me, the BBB accreditation is something that all small businesses should strive to achieve and should have. It says that you are doing the job for the community in the right way. It shows that your service is up, that your professionalism is up. It shows that you are the creme de la creme, if you will, of small business. So yeah, it's hugely important to me to be a part of the Better Business Bureau, because it's such an organization that's people focused, and it's about helping others in the community, and that's what we're all about. So it's very important to me to be part of this fine organization.
Fantastic. Well, no, I really like that. I mean, being that expert level of a home inspector, I mean, can you give us maybe some advice if we're looking to sell a home, or, I know that there's a lot of investment homes that people are purchasing now. There's, so if someone was kind of moving into this and they didn't have a home inspector, or they haven't had a home inspection and they're about to get one, what are some of the things maybe they need to look for or think about, or some of the things you've caught, that sort of thing, that are helpful?
Yeah, so I think one of the bad things about our profession is that we're a nice to have, we're not a need to have, right? The state does not require someone to get a home inspection prior to purchasing a home. I wish they would, because we're ultimately a low-cost insurance policy when you're purchasing, when you're making one of the biggest purchases of your life. So our job is essentially, it's kind of like taking a home or an automobile, as we do those too, and sending it to a doctor for a physical. We're going to go through the home, foundation to roof, go through all the major systems in the house, the electrical system, the plumbing system, the heating, venting, and air conditioning system. We're going to crawl into the attic. We're going to check all the appliances. We're going to do all of those things. And if we see something that requires further attention, then we're going to refer a specialist in that situation. It's important, especially now with as fast as homes are being built, and quote unquote remodeled. And I use that term very loosely because there's some people who are really good at it, but the majority of them are not. Even when you're looking and searching for a home, it says it's been completely replumbed or repiped or something like that. I kid you not, probably 9 times out of 10, it hasn't been completely redone. It's only been done in the attic space, and it hasn't been done in the walls and that kind of thing, which could lead to some future problems down the road. So it's very important that you get somebody who's going to be thorough, who's going to go through the house with a fine-tooth comb and point out the little details, because the devil's in the details. Just like everything else in this world, the devil's in the details for a home inspection. So using a professional home inspector who has the experience, who has the background, who has the knowledge to go in, and who has the experience to say, hey, look, I've looked at another house not too far from here, and these are the things that came along with that house. I'm going to be sure to pay attention for those in this house as well. And those are the kind of things that set us apart.
Yeah, I mean, home is a huge investment, right? There's a lot of money to that, and you want to do your diligence on when you're making any kind of investment, and the small price you pay for a home inspection could save you tons of money and tons of headache in the future. So I think it should almost be required to help the home buyer, especially maybe like, I don't know if like first time home buyers, it's like it should almost be like a requirement, right? If it's not, but yeah, no, I love it. So TJ, we talked about your website before you buy, isforhomeinspection.com. How do people get in touch with you? And is there anything else that we didn't cover that you want to make sure to communicate to Better Business Bureau members or the Houston audience as a whole?
Sure. First of all, you can get a hold of me at www.beforeyoubuyis.com. You can reach out to me on the phone, 713-816-2290. You can text me on that number as well. You can email me at tjt@beforeyoubuyis.com. Those are the 3 best ways to get a hold of me. Now, what I want people to take away from this is the importance of having any major purchase inspected. So even though, for example, a brand new home, I looked at a brand new home 2 days ago. They forgot to put some flashing on the roof, which left an opening in the roof that had probably been rained in all last week when we were getting those rains, and neither furnace worked. So, that's one of those things the person probably wouldn't know until they turn the furnace back on, 8 months from now or whenever we start getting cold weather. But even though the home is brand new, that doesn't mean it's perfect. And even though a home has been remodeled, that doesn't mean it's perfect. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes, home inspectors included. But the thing about a brand new home is that construction manager and that crew has been in that home for the last 6 months, and they get eye blind to some things. You bring in a third-party inspector who's got a fresh set of eyes, and they're going to point out a lot of details that probably have been overlooked during the building process, and will truly help you as part of your blue tape walkthrough as well, so that you'll know all the little flaws that may drive you nuts somewhere down the road. So, and then on the automotive side of our inspection services, it's very important if you're buying a used car, especially down in Houston, where we do get a lot of flooding. We do get some adverse weather conditions that could affect vehicles, to have that automobile inspected. Just because a car has a clean Carfax report, that doesn't mean that it's never been wrecked. and it's never been repaired. Carfax only reports to the customers what's reported to them. And the only companies that report to Carfax are the major insurance companies, your State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, those kind. So the little smaller insurance companies like the General and those that there's a dime a dozen out there, they're not reporting to Carfax. So I've looked at a lot of cars that have had a clean Carfax, which were not clean cars. So it's just very important, if you're going to invest in something that you're going to have for a long time, whether it's a home or a car, have it professionally inspected first.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you, TJ. Before you buy inspection services, I'm your host, Matt Bertram. TJ, stay on. We're going to do an outro here. We're going to see how it works. My hair does totally look like it's on fire for anybody that's watching. And we'll be back next time.
Thanks so much for listening. Business Houston puts a spotlight on local small and medium-sized business, interviewing those successful business owners in Houston and those business owners that are winning in today's economic climate. Business Houston is presented to you by the BBB of Greater Houston and South Texas. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hook up with us on social media at Hugh Biz Podcast. That's HOU